Hello and thanks for watching. In this video, you will learn about the steps in and the purpose of the water cycle. The water cycle is all about recycling. Water isn't used up and it never disappears. Water goes through a cycle and it constantly changes and moves through Earth. This recycling of water is very important because the amount of fresh water that we have on Earth is limited. We don't have an unlimited amount of fresh water. What we have now is all we will ever have. We also need that water to be able to move so that we can have flowing rivers and ponds and rain that carries water to plants and animals that need it. Water is an example of a type of matter that cycles through Earth. But what is matter? Matter is any substance that takes up space and has mass or weight. So if it is taking up space in a room and you can put it on a scale and it weighs something or has mass, then it's matter. Matter is the stuff that everything is made of. You are also probably familiar with the states of matter, which are solids, liquids, and gases. If it is a solid, liquid, or gas, then it is matter. Here's an image of the states of matter and how if you add heat or energy to them, they can change into the other states. Matter is made of tiny particles that we can't individually see with our eyes. We would need a very powerful microscope. These particles have names. We have atoms, which are the smallest units of matter that we have. And then we have molecules, which are the particles made when two or more atoms are bonded together. Water is an example of matter. Water in all of its states is made of particles that look something like this. But of course, this is blown up to be very large so that we can examine it. Water is an example of a molecule because it is made of different atoms bonded together. Each water molecule is made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. This is why you may have seen water written as H2O before. The H2 stands for 2 hydrogen atoms and the O stands for 1 oxygen atom. Water molecules can be in different states of phases depending on the energy of the molecules. It can be a liquid and it's just water. If liquid water loses energy and decreases in temperature, it can turn into ice, which is a solid. The molecules are still water molecules, but they're just cold and moving a lot more slowly and are bonded together. If liquid water gains enough energy and rises in temperature, it can turn into water vapor or steam, which is a gas. The molecules have a lot more energy and are moving faster, so they are free to move and bounce around in the air as a gas. They are still water molecules, but they have more energy and aren't bonded to other molecules. The water cycle is the continuous process by which water moves from Earth's surface to the atmosphere and back. Let's start with what happens with bodies of water, like an ocean. The water does not stay in the ocean forever. It can go into the air. This process is called evaporation. Evaporation is the process by which molecules of liquid water absorb energy and change to a gas. The energy for evaporation comes from the heat of the sun through radiation. In the water cycle, liquid water evaporates from lakes, oceans, and other sources and forms water vapor, a gas, in the atmosphere. Smaller amounts of water also evaporate from living things. Plants release water vapor from their leaves. You release liquid water in your wastes and water vapor when you breathe out. But water vapor doesn't stay in the air as a gas forever. As it rises higher and higher in the atmosphere, it cools down and loses energy. The cooled vapor then turns back into tiny drops of liquid water. This is called condensation because the gas is condensing back into a liquid. Condensation is the process by which a gas changes to a liquid. The water droplets collect around dust particles in the atmosphere and form clouds. As more water vapor condenses, the drops of water in the clouds grow larger. Eventually, the heavy drops fall to earth as rain, snow, sleet, or hail. This is called precipitation. Precipitation may fall into oceans, lakes, or rivers. The precipitation that falls on land may soak into the soil and become groundwater, or run off the land, flowing back into a river or ocean. This happens due to the force of gravity pulling the water down.